All right, let's do this. Okay, I got the pen. All right, the first one, we have 7 times 3,792. Now, there's two ways to do this one. One way is to, let's see, one way is this is called, what is this called? This is called algorithm when you're just using numbers only. So 3,792 times 7. And we do 7 times 2 ones. We get 14 ones, or 110. So I put a 10 up there. 7 times 9, and I know that's 63. You can use a multiplication table. So 63, and I have to add 1 to it, so that's 64. And I carry the 6. Every time I move, that's because like when I did 7 times 9, it was really not 7 times 9. It's really 7 times 90. So 7 times 90 is 640, or 630, plus 1 is 640, because that's the extra 10 from the first column. And now I'm doing 7 times 7, but that's really 7 times 700. So 7 times 700 is, 7 times 7 is 49. So that's like 4,900. So 49, I have to add 6 to 49, and I get 50. 7 times 9 is 49, plus 6 is 55, right? And I put a 5 here. And then the last one I do is 7 times 3. But remember, that's 7 times 3,000. 7 times 3 is 21, plus 5 is 26. And that's what you should have gotten. Now, when I'm talking about when I'm carrying all these numbers over, so you guys remember this, it's kind of like if you do an area model. I'm going to just write over this whole thing. So the area model is, when you do the block and it's 7, and you have to split up all your numbers. Okay, this isn't going to be long enough. So I split up to the 3 is 3,000, right? And then the next one is 700. So let's do 700, 700. And the next one would be 90, right? And the last block would be 2. So this is writing it out in extended form, right? So you could do this: 7 times 3,000. 7 times 3 is 21. And you just have to add the zeros, 21,000. And then you can do 7 times 700 for the next block. And that's 7 times 7, it's 49. So that's 49. And there's 2 zeros to add on. So that's 4,900. And the last one is 7 times 9, which is 63. And there's only 1 0. And then the last one is 7 times 2, and that's 14. Now what you got to do with all these numbers is you have to add them up. So you multiplied 7 times 3, the thousands place, the hundreds place, the tens place, and the ones place separately. So if we added those up here, it's 21,000. Remember to line up the numbers. It's 4,900. It's 630. And feel free to do this method if you're more comfortable with it. And the last one is 14. So if we add this up, we add them all up, and it's going to be 4. Okay. 9 plus 6 is 15. Carry the 1. 4, 5, 6. We got 6. And the last one is 2. Oh, look, the same number, 26,544. That's what I got on both sides. Okay. All right. Okay. So I'm going to erase that. All right. The next one. Now, the next one, you remember when we split up the 20 in that one, we used to do the strategy. So if you could do actually 1,275 times, and then we could split the 20 into 2 and 10. Remember doing that?
Why couldn't you just do 1,275 times 2 and add a 0?
Well, that's what I'm doing. You're way ahead of me.
I thought you were going to split the 20
I am, but I'm doing 2 times 1,275 first. So 2 times 5 is 10, carrying the 1. 2 times 7 is 14, 15. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5, and 2 times 1 is 2. So that times 10. So now remember our deal, if you're multiplying by 10, you can add a 0. So that was what Brody just said. 5, 0, and then I'm going to add another 0. And my comma will go there. It's 25,500. So that one was probably the easiest of those three. All right, so I'm going to erase that again. Now the last one, this is 2-digit multiplication. There's two things you can do here. One, you can split this 34 up into 30 and 4, and then multiply it, each of those times this number. And then you add the answer together. And then you can further split it up into 3 times 10 and then 4. So you can multiply that number times 3 and then add a 0 to it. And then you have to do this. You have to do the 4 separately. Okay. So hold on. Let me break check this. So I can do this a couple different ways. One is to break up the number, or I'm going to do something called the algorithm. Okay. And I'm going to show everybody what the algorithm looks like. Okay. And I really should put this in your notebooks because this is a very important process. 2,891. Now the algorithm is where we stack this stuff up. So I'm going to stack this, okay? So I'm going to put a 34 under this number. When we do this, we're going to make 2 rows of numbers underneath. Now the first row, we're going to be multiplying by 4 ones, okay? So I'm going to pretend there's 4 ones here, and I'm going to start multiplying. Ready? 4 times 1, I get 4. Stop me if you don't understand, please, or ask me questions. Next one is 4 times 9, and 4 times 9 I know is 36. So I write the 6 down and carry the 3. And then I do 4 times 8, which is 32. 32 plus 3 is 35. And then I do 4 times 2, which is 8. Wait. 4 times 2 is 8 plus 3, 8, 9, 10, 11. So it's 11. And that is the answer only to 4 times 2,800. And I'm going to erase this because I don't want this up here when I do the next part. All right, the next row I'm going to do is I'm going to be multiplying by 30. Now, since I'm multiplying by 30, I put a 0 here. Now, that tells me that it's going to be a 30, but I'm only going to use the 3. But that 0 signifies it's a 30. Remember how we added a 0 to the answer of a number when you multiply by a power of 10? So I put it there. It's like I call this a placeholder. This is to tell me that that's a 30. So we'll do 3 times 1, and we get 3. And I'll do 3 times 9, and I look that up. It's 27. Carry a 2. Then I do 3 times 8, and I get 24. And I have to add 2 to that. So it's 24, 25, 26. And the last thing I do is 3 times 2, which is 6. And I have to add 2, 6, 7, 8. And I write the answer down. Now what I do with this whole number is I add it together. I have to add these two numbers because what I did was 4 times 2,891 is 11,564. And then 30 times 2,891 was 86,730. Very different numbers, you can tell, obviously. So the next one, we got a 4. We're going to add these together. That's 3 plus 6 is 9. So I'm adding these. 5 plus 7, so 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Carry the 1. 6, 7, 8. And the last one is 9. So the answer is 98,294. But again, you can split this number up into easier numbers if you want. You can split it up into 30 and 4 and then multiply 3 times 2,890 and add a 0. If that's easier for you, you can do that. And that looks like this. So if I split up it would be 2,891 times, and that would be times 3 times 30. So I split it up. And that would be one problem right there. And I would add that, whatever the answer to that is, plus, and I would have to do it separately, 2,891 times 4. Okay. And that would be the second part of the problem. And you have to add those two answers together from the top one and the bottom one. So that might be a little easier for you if you want to do that method as well. So it's all about breaking the number down into smaller numbers. Okay. All right. I'll upload this video. I'm going to go ahead and stop the video right now. And hold on.